Imagine a library so secret that only a few people in the world are allowed access to it. A place that holds forbidden manuscripts, historical documents that could rewrite the history of humanity, and even occult texts that challenge what we know about the divine. This is not a legend. This is the Vatican Apostolic Library. In this video, we will explore the mysteries surrounding this legendary collection. What secrets are hidden behind its doors? What does the Church not want us to know? And is there among its shelves knowledge capable of changing everything we believe? Get ready, because this journey might be more revealing than you imagine. The Vatican Library, officially known as the Bibliotheca Apostolica Vaticana, is one of the oldest and most enigmatic collections in the world. Officially founded in 1475 by Pope Sixtus IV, it is believed that its secret archives have existed for much longer. What sets this library apart from any other? It's not just its vast collection of books, but the restricted access to its contents. Unlike public libraries, where anyone can enter and read books, the Vatican Library is shrouded in mystery and control. Only selected scholars, with special permissions and convincing justifications, are allowed to flip through its pages. But why? What is hidden there that needs to be so carefully protected? At the heart of the Vatican Apostolic Library, there is more than just historical records, books, and encyclopedias. Among its shelves and secret corridors lie manuscripts that challenge conventional knowledge. These are texts that for centuries have been kept away from the public eye, considered so dangerous, so subversive, that the Catholic Church itself condemned them to silence. These forbidden manuscripts do not belong to any ordinary category of books. They challenge power structures, alter our understanding of history, religion, and even the meaning of faith. They were not merely censored, but deliberately kept out of reach, hidden in vaults and locked shelves, waiting for the moment when humanity would be ready to face them. Perhaps the most famous of these texts is the Gospel of Judas, a manuscript found in 1978 in a region of Egypt. Dating back to the 2nd century, this Gospel presents a radically different narrative than the one found in the canonical Gospels. In it, Judas Iscariot is not the betrayer, as traditionally depicted in the Bible. Instead, he is Jesus' closest disciple, the one who truly understood the Master's intentions. According to the Gospel of Judas, Jesus revealed to Judas the necessity of his betrayal, considering that, to fulfill the destiny of his earthly mission, he had to be handed over to the Romans. Instead of being considered a traitor, Judas is seen as the divine instrument that enables Jesus' spiritual ascension. Therefore, this gospel calls into question the very Christian narrative and offers a radically different view of how the Church and traditional history understand the relationship between Jesus and Judas. For this reason, it was widely rejected by the Church and placed in the category of Gnostic texts. The truth revealed by the Gospel of Judas is profound, but its impact on traditional Christianity would be devastating, and perhaps that is why it was excluded. The Knights Templar, a medieval military order that gained great power and influence, were accused of heresy in the early 14th century. During the reign of King Philip IV of France, the order was dismantled, its members tortured and burned at the stake. But what the Church never told the world was the fate of their secret archives. During the Templar persecution, many documents were seized and sent directly to the Vatican. Detailed records about the Holy Grail, alchemical practices, and even secret rituals of the order were kept in the Vatican Library. These files were considered so dangerous and mysterious that, over the centuries, they have been kept under lock and key and have never been revealed to the public. The Holy Grail, a symbol tied to divine power, seems to have been central to the Templars. If documents about the Grail really exist in the Vatican, They could represent profoundly hidden knowledge about the true nature of this artifact and its hidden power. Over time, the Templars and their relationship with the Grail have generated numerous conspiracy theories, and the Vatican has never allowed these secret records to come to light. Another forbidden text, which is said to rest within the walls of the Vatican Library, is the correspondence of Mary Magdalene. This collection of letters, allegedly written by Mary Magdalene, offers a completely different view of the traditional representation of women in the Church. In many of these letters, Mary Magdalene is portrayed not as a mere follower, but as a central figure in Jesus' ministry, someone with whom he shared secret revelations. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene, discovered in 1896, also references this secret role she played, highlighting her spiritual importance far beyond the simplified version presented in the Scriptures. She not only understood Jesus' teachings, but also interpreted them uniquely, often in disagreement with the male-dominated vision of the Church. These letters could revolutionize the understanding of early Christianity, showing that the early Church was much more inclusive and diverse than the canonical Scriptures suggest. If these texts were revealed to the public, they could question the entire patriarchal structure of the Church and its approach to women in the divine role. It is also said that supposedly, within the mysterious Vatican Library, there are manuscripts suggesting that humanity has already had contact with beings from other worlds. These texts suggest that religion is not merely a spiritual search, but a response to transcendental encounters with civilizations beyond Earth. Some scholars believe that the Vatican holds records about celestial visitors, and even hidden instructions on how humanity can connect with beings from other existential planes. What else might the Vatican be hiding within its imposing walls? The idea of a universal truth, a knowledge shared between the divine and the extraterrestrial, challenges the traditional view of the Church. If these texts truly exist, they could represent the key to a new understanding of our place in the universe. The Inquisition, one of the darkest periods in the history of the Catholic Church, was not only a time of religious persecution, but also an instrument of control. Through the flames of the stake and the shadows of torture, the Church not only tried to eradicate heresies and deviations of faith, but also concentrated power over knowledge, shaping the narrative of humanity according to its own vision and needs. The Church feared not only the threat of divergent beliefs, it feared the subversion of knowledge that could shake its secular and spiritual authority. What would happen if the masses began to question the sacred teachings, or worse yet, discovered hidden knowledge that challenged established dogmas? The manipulation of truth became one of the Church's main weapons, and the Vatican Library, with its ancient secrets, was, and still is, a fortress of control over knowledge. During the centuries of the Inquisition, many manuscripts and ancient books were destroyed. But the most insidious loss is what was lost in the shadows of history. Texts that contained ancestral wisdom, knowledge of ancient cultures, and philosophies offering a different vision than the one the Church sought to promote. Among the most notable were the texts of Aristotle, Plato, and Hellenistic thinkers, who had a more rational approach to the world and spirituality. Hermeticism, an esoteric tradition dating back to ancient Egypt, was one of the Church's main targets. Its teachings on spiritual awakening and cosmic unity were considered dangerous because they offered a vision of the divine that did not rely on the Church's mediation. The secret knowledge of alchemy, astrology, and Kabbalah was seen as a direct threat to the monopoly the Church held over knowledge. The destruction of these books and the repression of their study were not mere acts of censorship. They represented an attempt to erase the collective memory of humanity, suppressing millennia of wisdom that could liberate the spiritual and intellectual potential of humankind. Books like the Corpus Hermeticum and other esoteric writings were among the most sought after by inquisitors. But the control over knowledge was not limited to the physical destruction of texts. It was also a battle for the dominance of truth, a struggle to ensure that only the official versions of history and religion survived. Is much of what we know today about religion and history carefully edited? What do you think? If these documents really exist, how is the control made so that no one can see them? The Vatican Library has one of the strictest security systems in the world. There are restricted areas where only a few people can enter, and the secret archives are guarded 24 hours a day. Some researchers who have gained access report that they cannot even touch the documents. They have to do their studies through screens or digital copies selected by the Vatican itself, and more. Any scholar who tries to disclose sensitive material can be permanently banned from the library. What exactly are they hiding? Comment below with your thoughts on this. Thank you for watching.